Hello everybody, my name is Elena. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm doing my April wrap-up. This is long overdue. Well, it's not that long overdue, actually. It's the beginning of May. This is right on time. I read a total of 21 books in April, and the average rating was a 3.56, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Wasn't the best reading month. We'll talk about it in a second, but that was the average rating. Overall, it was fine. First book that I read this month was The Lost Book of the White by Cassandra Clare and Wesley Chu. This is the second book in the Eldest Curses series, which is that spin-off series about Alec and Magnus. If you didn't know, I love Cassandra Clare. She was my favorite author for the longest time. She still is, but like for the longest time, she was the only one on my list of favorite authors. So this I've had on my TBR for like the longest time, and I finally decided to pick it up. I listened to it on audiobook. I loved it. This put me in a Cassandra Clare mood, and you will see that reflect later on. But I loved this. I gave it 4.25 stars. I just really missed these specific characters because these are the characters from the Mortal Instruments, and I hadn't been with them in so long. Alec and Magnus were like my favorite couple for the longest time, and then Marrow from Lycus came in and busted that door down. So I don't know what to tell you. I think I have a type. There's not really anything else to say about it. I just really enjoyed it. I just realized I didn't write down the DNFs that I had from this month. I'll try and remember them, and if I miss something, I'll put it at the end of the video. The second book that I read this month was A False Start by Elsie Silver. This is the last book in the Gold Rush Ranch series, which is like her first series. I had read the other 3 books last month, so I decided to finish it up this month. I really liked it. I was kind of apprehensive about it because it's age gap, and I don't mind age gap. In fact, I actually quite like it, but not when it's like a drastic age gap, and this one was kind of big. I don't remember what the age gap was, but it was kind of big. Pleasantly surprised that it wasn't creepy. I ended up giving it 4 stars. It didn't like blow me away, but like I still really liked it. Quite honestly, remembering it right now, it feels like I read it in January. Like I don't remember what happens in this book. I think it's, oh no, wait, yes I do. MMC in the third book has a little sister, and this story is about her, and it's about that guy's best friend. So it's like brother's best friend and also best friend's little sister, obviously, because those two always go together. It was really fun. I liked the story progression. I liked the relationship progression. I remember there was a really cute moment where he was sending her like flowers and what they meant. And that's all I'm gonna say. That was adorable. I highly recommend that you pick this series up if you liked the Chestnut Spring series by Elsie Silver. And then I decided to conquer a feat that was quite scary for me, okay? And I decided to read The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. I listened to this on audiobook. There was no way I was gonna get through the physical copy. Like I did start, I got like 25 pages in, and I was like, if I put this down now, which I did, I will not continue. And that happened last month because this was a soft DNF. But I decided to conquer it this month. I got like a really big puzzle. I needed an audiobook. I was like, I'm gonna listen to this. If you like this book and this series, maybe mute me while I talk about these, because I don't think you're gonna be very happy with what I'm gonna say. And that is also a little warning for my friends that are gonna watch this video that really like this series. I'm not gonna be very nice. I rated this 3 stars, and before you say anything, I knew this wasn't romance heavy. I was told that it was more politics, that it wasn't revolving around the romance, it was just like a subplot. I understood that perfectly fine. I was ready for it. However, everything about this book to me was mid. I'm sorry, it wasn't giving anything. The only thing I felt was like, I felt sad for Jude in the beginning, and then I consistently got more and more annoyed with her as the book went on. Like half the problems that Jude has, she made like by herself, I feel like. I gave it 3 stars. It was fine. It was entertaining. Like the plot was kind of entertaining. That's the only thing that kept me going. I hated all the characters. The only character I liked was Oak, but we got very little of him in this book. So you might like it. I just thought it was bad. I don't know. I don't think it was for me. I hated the politics as well. Listen, I hate politics in books anyways. I'm not a very big like politics girly. That's why I feel like I don't get into high fantasy a lot, because I feel like the politics are really um present in those types of books. But the politics in here were so surface level. There was no depth to them. I know some people would feel like that's not true, but it was for me in my case, and that's all I have to say about this one. I'll talk about them more when I get to the other books. And then to cleanse my soul, and because like I said, I was in the Cassandra Clare mood, I decided to reread City of Bones. And this is the first book in the Mortal Instruments. The first time that I read this book was like 10 years ago. So I decided to revisit it, and I do have a rereading blog up on my channel. You can go check that out. I will link it somewhere. First of all, this copy is beautiful. No, I will never stop talking about it. Are you kidding me? When I brought this book home, my dad was like, that looks like the Bible. I was like, it is my Bible. This is my Bible. So, oh my god, we match. How cute. I really enjoyed it. I give it 4.25 stars. This book is really funny. And if you're thinking of getting into Cassandra Clare and you're like, but I don't know if I'm going to like the Mortal Instruments, pick it up. It's really not a bad book. I thoroughly enjoyed myself. And then, unprompted, I decided to read a classic, and that is Silas Marner by George Eliot, but I made a big oopsie. Okay, I fucked myself over. I decided to listen to the audiobook, but it was the BBC radio dramatized version. And I didn't realize that that was only the dialogue and none of the other writing. And I didn't realize until I was like halfway through the book, which if you take only the dialogue from this tiny book, the whole like audiobook lasts like what, 2 hours? It's not even 2 hours. It's like maybe an hour and a half. And by the halfway point, I had realized that it was only the dialogue. And at that point, there was no point stopping. How many times have I said point? Yeah, I'm really sad that I didn't read the entirety of it, I guess. I'm still counting as if I've read it because I know exactly what happens in the book, but I'm just sad that I didn't get, like, the full experience. I gave it 3.5 stars, though. I thought it was great. It was really touching. Also, really simple writing, really nice, easy to digest. So if you want to get into classics, this would be quite a cute one. Next book that I read was actually a book that finishes off a series for me, which I was so happy about, and that is The Last Olympian by Rick Riordan. I listened to this on audiobook. I listened to all of these books on audiobook except for the first one. I really enjoyed this. This is probably my second favorite. I gave it the same rating that I gave The Titan's Curse, which is my favorite book in the series, and that is 4.5 stars. It's just The Titan's Curse just did something to me, so that's why it's in first place, but this one was also so good. I loved the plot. I love how everything ended off. I loved Annabeth and Percy. The whole progression of the story felt so good in this book, and obviously you would expect it to because it's the last one, but sometimes that isn't the case and it's really disappointing. This one did not disappoint. I love this one. I will continue to read the other books in the Percyverse. I just don't know when, but I really enjoyed this. It did make me cry at the end. If you know, you know. But yeah, I really enjoyed this. And if you are in the mood for like a fun, cute, easy, light book, definitely pick up this series. I then read a new release, and that is Wild Love by Elsie Silver. My least favorite book from Elsie Silver is Powerless. I really didn't like that book. I gave it 3 stars, and I only gave it 3 stars because I liked all the other characters besides the main couple. That's not the point of this video, so I'm not going to get into it. My point is, Wild Love is my second least favorite book that she's written. I give it 3.25 stars, and the book isn't bad. I just didn't like it. The book is actually really well written. It had really good quotes. The relationship between the two characters was so nice, so sweet. The like little plot twist that I don't really want to talk about, but like that thing that gets like revealed in the beginning, so sweet throughout the whole book. It was a really good book. For some reason, it just didn't do it for me. Like I didn't connect to the characters. Honestly, my favorite part of the book was the single dad bowling team that they had in this small town. That was my favorite. And there's this one guy, I forget what he's called, but he's like the really grumpy one out of the bowling team. When he gets a book, I'll be clawing at the walls. I'll be jumping over top of roofs, okay? I'm so excited for the other books in the series. This one just didn't do it for me. And then I needed to read a manga. And I decided to pick up Naruto? I'm aware that it has a lot of volumes, okay, I get it. But like my cousin came over and he was like, have you read Naruto? And I was like, no. And he was like, you need to read it. That's all it took. And then my friend was like, yeah, it's really fun. And then my other friend was like, that's literally my whole childhood. And I was like, okay, I'll read it. So I read the first 8 volumes. I really enjoy it. My favorite part of it is Kakashi. Listen, if you know me, you know that I'm obsessed with this man right here, and that is Gojo Satoru from JJK. Obviously, I'm gonna be obsessed with Kakashi. He's like my favorite part of this whole manga series so far. Naruto is my son. My second favorite character after Kakashi is Sakura. I've heard that a lot of people don't like her, and I will fight every single one of you because I love her. She is the sweetest. I will say I don't feel anything at all for Sasuke. Sorry, I mean, I probably will. I mean, it has 72 volumes. You would fucking hope that I would feel something by the end of it. But yeah, those are my overall thoughts. It's just really fun. It's really fun, light, enjoyable. I can devour them really easily, really quickly. So yeah, I will continue at some point. And then I decided to finish off the Folk of the Air series, and I listened to The Wicked King and The Queen of Nothing on audiobook. I will be talking about them together because I did read them back to back. I gave both of these 3 stars as well. Overall, the whole series gets 3 stars. The only thing that kept me going was the plot. I think I already mentioned this. The plot was semi-interesting enough for me to like continue. However, Cardan gives me the ick in all of these books. I understand why you people would like him. Good for you, okay? I'm glad that you enjoyed this series, but I didn't. And how unfortunate that I own all 3 of them. Jude was really annoying to me. Every single book, she got more annoying. I understand that they're probably not supposed to be very likable characters. However, I'm not built for books with unlikable characters. Honestly, I might read Oak's book because he really was my favorite out of the series. I really liked him. The rest of the characters, absolutely not. Also, the world was very meh to me. I understand that it was supposed to feel like, you know, like a fairy tale and folksy. I didn't like it. I honestly think that, not to compare the 2 series because they're completely different, but I feel like if I had read this series before I read Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas, I probably would have liked it. And again, I'm not comparing the 2 series. I'm just saying that Throne of Glass put my standards on such a high when it comes to any book ever, that it's kind of a blessing and a curse is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I would still recommend you go for it if you think you'll enjoy it. I just thought everything about it was subpar. And then after reading those, I was like, I need something that I know I'm going to like. And so I picked up The Right Move by Liz Tomford. I was like, I know I'm gonna like this. I know I'm at least going to like this. I was expecting to love it, and I did. I gave this 5 stars. Dude, I actually didn't give it 5 stars when I read it. I finished reading it and I was like, okay, I'm gonna give it 4.75 stars, which is exactly what I gave Mile High, the first book in the series. This is the Windy City series, by the way. But then the next day my friends came over and I was talking to them about it and reading them quotes, and I was so happy. And I was like, should I give it 5 stars? And my friends were like, yeah. So I gave it 5 stars. First of all, I'm obsessed with this cover. I love it so much. And Ryan Shea is the only man ever. I'm sorry to say this, but he is. I know everyone loves Ryan Shea, and I am everyone. I am a part of that group. I love him so much. There's a quote in here that's like, sometimes the quietest loves are the loudest. That is this book. Ryan Shea's love language is acts of service. He's so quiet about it. He will remember all these little details about Indy, and he will like do things for her that are so thoughtful, so sweet, so nice. Indy was such a good FMC. I felt for her so much. I cried multiple times during this book. She was so relatable. I loved everything about this book, basically. I love the little fan family they have going on. And I mean, the tabs. Yeah. And then I did the biggest oopsie of this month, or technically previous month. So if you saw the last video that I posted, it is my May TBR, and I picked Emma by Jane Austen to read in that video. The problem is, I filmed that video on April 29th, and I was like, oh my god, I need an audiobook. I might as well start Emma. It's not like I'm gonna finish it in April. I finished it in April. Yeah, so It's in my May TBR, but I read it in April, so it's in this wrap up. Listen, I don't know what to tell you, okay? I messed up somehow. Yeah, this is the book. This is the worst read of the month for me. I gave this 1 star. I don't care if you think that's harsh. I have such a gripe with this book, and I'm going to talk about everything. I know I'm not supposed to like Emma. I know I'm not supposed to like the character. Jane Austen has said herself she wanted to write a character that not a lot of people would like besides her. Congratulations. That was achieved because I fucking hate her. I cannot handle people being mean to old people, and that is what Emma did, and she is permanently on my shit list. I found this book quite boring. I didn't find it funny. I know a lot of people like this book are like, oh, but it's supposed to be humorous. I didn't think it was humorous. I found it quite boring. The only reason why I got through it, actually, I didn't even get through it. This is a DNF. I had like 40 minutes left of the audiobook, and then that happened where she was mean to this poor old lady, and I was like, I hate you. Out of spite, I am not finishing this book. So I DNF'd it, but I'm counting it as if I've read it. Those are the books that I read in April. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully you got some recommendations. And hopefully I've deterred you from reading Emma by Jane Austen. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You can read it if you want to. You might like it. I don't know. There's people that like it, but it just really wasn't for me. I'm honestly scared to read Pride and Prejudice now. So I'm probably not going to be doing that for a while, but that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. You can like, comment, subscribe if you'd like, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.